Representative Dusty Johnson, Republican from South Dakota, and we've got Representative Dean Phillips, Democrat from Minnesota. Gentlemen, welcome to both of you, and thank you for taking the time. Congressman Phillips, if I can begin with you, this idea that there's bipartisan support for this, where is the bipartisan support? In other words, what are the features that you agree should be enacted right now rather than wait till next year when Joe Biden takes over?
Well, Neil, if you take a look at the March to Common Ground plan that my friend and colleague Dusty Johnson, who's on right now with me, helped co-lead and develop a couple months ago. If you look at the new bipartisan bicameral plan that we worked with senators on, just introduced a few days ago, you'll see that there's a lot of agreement. To answer your question directly, I think we've made great progress. And look, nobody's going to get everything they want. And to those who have lost faith in government, I tell you, the antidote is the Problem Solvers Caucus and Democrats and Republicans working together to find common ground. And that's exactly what we did. Now it's up to some others in the House and Senate, and I have some confidence we're going to get it done.
No, I'm very impressed with the Problem Solvers Caucus because you try to put politics aside and at least find some common ground. It looks like enough has been found here that you have. So, Congressman Johnson, to you on that, do you think there's enough common ground that this will pass?
I absolutely think it's going to pass. It needs to pass. The reality is 778,000 Americans filed for unemployment for the first time last week, and we had 10,000 of our countrymen die. And I think, Neil, you see that every hour that goes by, another prominent legislative leader steps up and adds their voice to ours. Frankly, this thing looked dead a week ago, but since we made our announcement on Tuesday, all of the momentum is headed toward passage.
Joe Biden has offered some insight in his thinking on this, and I think Congressman Phillips, what he was saying is he'd like to see that $1,200 stimulus check that was obviously very popular, the initial pandemic relief plan. I don't believe it's part of this one yet. Do you think it will be?
You know, Neil, time will tell. Of course, the president was very much in favor of direct stimulus checks in the past. You know, I believe that consumption is the engine of the economy and money in people's pockets is the fuel. And in times like these, I do believe that sending money to people directly who are struggling the most is a net benefit to the economy. Actually, it will cost less now than it will down the road. So I am in favor of it. We weren't able to achieve everything that everybody wanted in the current framework, but I'm still hopeful that that could, if it finds bipartisan support, could be achieved, because I certainly favor it.
Congressman Johnson, I talked to your Republican counterpart in the Senate, Chuck Grassley, who was saying, you know, he's open to this, he's open to a lot of it, but don't go crazy on you know, another effort that would be just as expensive, if not more expensive. Let's see how this goes. Are you in that camp that you're open to maybe this, but no more multi-trillion-dollar relief down the road?
Well, I mean, there are lots of voices that want to add more to this package, but the reality is this is the number that can get done. I think if you make the package a lot larger, you lose a ton of Republicans. If you make it a lot smaller, you lose a ton of Democrats. If politics is the art of the possible, and it is, this is the right package. And I voted against, you know, big $3 trillion packages and $2 trillion packages that the Speaker has put on the floor in the past. This is the thing that can get done. This is the deal that can bring some housing and nutrition and unemployment and paycheck protection relief to the American people. Let's get this thing done. Frankly, Neil, I can't believe it wasn't done 2 or 3 months ago. I mean, if Democrats like Dean Phillips and Republicans like Dusty Johnson, who are rank and file members, can come to agreement on this, why in the world can our leadership not do it? I mean, I just feel like they let politics get in the way. Let's get this thing done, and 908 is the right number. It's higher than I want, but it's the one that can get done.
All right, we'll watch very closely. Gentlemen, I want to thank you both. Hope springs eternal for bipartisan support. It is possible. The guys of you out there.